This is the story of a man with a charcoal grill, internet access, and no sense of self-preservation. In one small corner of the internet, on January of 2022, a Kentucky Fried catastrophe would unfold. Now, Something Awful goons are not known for their intelligence, and many have managed to harm themselves or others in incredibly stupid ways. But today, we're not going to be talking about the more famous examples of that. We're taking a detour to a lesser-known subform known as coupons and deals. A mostly useless part of Something Awful, where if you're lucky, you might find a deal on anything from a condom to a barbecue grill. In the past, this subform also doubled as a punishment. If you pissed off an admin badly enough, you could be banished to only viewing and posting in coupons and deals. A hellish fate, I know, but it's made marginally better by all the cheap shit you're getting. At midnight on January 12th, user Red Robin Hood would post a thread titled KFC 11 Herbs and Spices Fire Log. It's only $4.98 at Walmart, wherein he would link to a Twitter thread by @Nintendeal, which states the same thing as the title. A KFC 11 Herbs and Spices Fire Log is only $4.98 at Walmart. Red Robin Hood would also leave a warning, where he states, "Warning, I got the fire logs. They're great, but don't leave them sitting anywhere you don't want smelling like a fire log." I don't personally know why you would want your house to smell like KFC. Maybe I'm just behind the times, or maybe if you're banished to coupons and deals, you go insane, and wanting your house to smell like fried chicken is just a symptom of that. But as you might guess from a subform called coupons and deals, this place is pretty dead. A few users responded to the post happily because someone had finally decided to post here. But otherwise, it's been usually quiet. That is until the greatest mind of the 21st century would arrive on the thread. Let's take note of the time real quick. It currently is 6:27 p.m. on January 13th, 2022. Davey Van Houten is a Something Awful user who has been on the site since 2006, and today he is making his post on the thread. He states, "Thanks for the deal. Unfortunately, I don't have a fireplace, so I'll just have to burn it on my own charcoal grill. I'll update the thread later if it's too fragrant for my small apartment. Open parentheses, 500 square feet, close parentheses." Let's pause the video for a second. Okay. What do we all think will happen if you effectively make a campfire in your tiny little apartment? To help you figure this out, I have made this this tiny little visualization. I understand that this question can be a little tricky for some, so I hope it helps out. Let's take a couple seconds. Let's think this over. Ponder the question in your mind palace for a little bit. Because Van Houten's next post will be one day later, on January 14th at 2:54 p.m. About 20 hours later. He states, "Update from hospital. Burning charcoal releases enough carbon monoxide to kill you. Paramedics said my downstairs neighbor saved my life when she came upstairs to check on me after smelling smoke and hearing me collapse." No word if the KFC fire log worked or not. So, earlier, I made a mention of how this subform is dead and how no one posts there. The reason I did this is because if you're reading this thread, you see someone post about how they're going to light a fire log in their house, and then immediately right after that, you hear that they're in the hospital. Naturally, such a intelligent decision catches everyone's attention. The original poster of the thread, Red Robin Hood, quotes the post with a simple, "Is this real?" Other goons begin to chime in too, with, "Are you fibbing?" or "Is this actual factual?" Voted 5. Going hog wild. Need to add, goon nearly kills himself trying to smell burning KFC charcoal with grill in close apartment to the list. Suffocating to death in the sweet-smelling arms of the Colonel himself. We could all be so lucky. And a very simple bruh. But news of a goon potentially killing himself in an incredibly stupid manner makes its way to the more general forums, and soon a legion of ambulance chasers would make their way to the thread. But there's still one question that has yet to be answered. Did it smell finger-licking good? Or, as Red Robin Hood would state, did the downstairs neighbor note whether the smoke smell was bad or good? Did she come upstairs to ask for chicken, or did she come upstairs to save your life? Well, I bring bad news, as we will never know, as Dignity Van Houten's last post was him in the hospital. But even without Van Houten, the thread would continue until January 22nd, when it was eventually gold-minded, which basically means it was archived because it was of exceptional quality. Eventually, on the 19th, Robin Hood would ask, "Can I be legally held liable for this mess? Is there a thread for legal advice? Please help." Which was followed up only a day later with, "The KFC fire log is only $3.48 now." Could someone actually be so stupid that they actually decide to light a charcoal fire in their tiny little apartment? I want to believe the answer is yes. It's just so legitimately stupid that it just has to be real. Plus, why would someone abandon an account they've had since 2006 just for a bit? You know, it's like it's not a good bit. But it's like, you know, it's funnier to believe that yes, this actually happened, rather than just imagining that it was just a bit. But I'll leave that for you to decide.